All right, so just want to do this quick video. It's in the morning before I'm going to work. Um, just some tweeting and stuff that happened last night. I just wanted to clarify because it's hard to really explain something in whatever 100 characters you get on Twitter. Um, so basically, it seems like there are some people throwing out this idea that they're being told they can't be excited for the NX. They shouldn't be excited. Don't be excited. And I was asking for, you know, please show me these, link a tweet, link a video of somebody saying don't be excited for the NX. And that never really got answered. So I'm asking whether you're like a just a fan of mine or somebody that I was tweeting with, and we had a back and forth going. It was nothing. There was no anger. There was no name calling. It was very civil. But I'm just curious. I've not seen a single video or tweet or anything for the people I follow, and just on Google Plus, which I follow a lot more people than on YouTube and Twitter. I haven't seen anybody saying don't be excited for the NX. I think just about everybody is very generally excited for the NX reveal. So I'm just very kind of baffled there that people are saying that, like, they feel like they're being told they can't be excited or shouldn't be excited. So um, start with that, and then I want to get into a tweet that I did late last night. I got a lot of reactions and stuff, and I'll go over that real quick. Basically, I said I'm just as excited for the NX as you are. Just a general, anybody reading that. The difference is I'm excited for what the NX will be, and you're excited for what the NX probably won't be. And I had to, barely fit that into the tweet. So I want to clarify that, and then we'll discuss the two things a little bit further. So for me, I'm a 10 out of 10 out of 10 excited for the NX. No question about it. I'm a, fanboy, diehard Nintendo fan. I'm just a gamer too. I got my PC. So for me, I'm excited for the NX. It's simple. It's going to be a new gaming machine that's going to play Nintendo games. And it pretty much ends there. Like, that's where my excitement comes from. I mean, I don't really need any other reason. I mean, that's enough for me. So that's why I made that tweet. I'm excited to have a new machine that plays Nintendo games. Period. Anything else, is either icing on the cake or irrelevant. After that. So then the things I think it probably won't be that I seem to I see people are getting excited for is the possibilities of the NX being what I call, like, the cure all for the Wii U's failures. That would be like, really good third party support, standard controllers, just robust online features, interface, and all that. I think it'll definitely have those things and be better, way better than the Wii U, but I don't think it's going to be like this sudden change. All of a sudden, the NX is a third party, full third party support, Sony PlayStation, like, full robust online features, and just a standard controller in the box. I don't think those things are going to be like on the forefront of the NX. That's just me. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But to be excited for the NX based on the possibility of those things, to me, it's, yeah, you're still excited for a new Nintendo system, and stuff. But I just feel that I don't need to be excited for things that don't matter to me. So that's just personal. It's not, you can't be excited. I'm not saying you can't be excited for the possibility of third party games on a Nintendo system. That's going to be good for game, general gamers or somebody who only wants to buy one system. But for me, it doesn't matter. So that's basically what the tweet meant. Um, I wasn't, no harm, no foul. I'm not really, uh, I'm not mad or anything. So for me, I just wanted to get that out there. And so let's talk about, the two things I've talked about. in this video so far, a little more in depth. Like I said, I don't see anybody saying you can't be excited, don't be excited, but I do see people, and Rob from Rule of Two Review just made a video. Will the NX be able to meet or exceed, these crazy high expectations people have? And that is, I think, where some of this, not confusion, but some of these tweets or people saying things is coming from, is this mindset that a lot of, including myself, a lot of veteran gamers and just, people who have some wisdom, I feel, are saying, hey, it's cool to be excited, but don't get too excited. Don't let yourself get so hyped up that no matter what they show, you're going to be disappointed. Now, you might say, well, don't, why are you trying to rain on my parade? Well, it's just a simple life lesson that I've learned 1,000 times, and I'm sure everyone watching this has. What happens when you get so excited, or you let yourself get so hyped up, or you see somebody get excited for something and then you show it to them, or they see it, or if it's a movie or whatever, and they're disappointed. So I'm going to use Man of Steel as an example. I was so excited for that movie. Like, I was actually like sick to my stomach when I went to the theater. I was just so excited to finally see it. My expectations were the greatest superhero movie ever made. The best, Superman finally how I wanted to see him, because I didn't really care for any of the Superman movies that much. And my expectations were just off the charts. And when I was sitting at the theater, I'm not seeing Clark Kent at the Daily Planet, and I'm not seeing Superman just kind of be a good guy who's, just obviously a good guy, and I couldn't get over that while I'm sitting there watching it. And I just let that hinder my experience to them watching that movie. So throughout the whole movie, I'm disappointed. And on the car ride home, I'm complaining about the movie to my buddy. He thought it was decent. He thought it was pretty good. And I had not read, reviews beforehand. I didn't know what people were saying. And I was saying a lot of things that I found a lot of other people were saying. He didn't save anybody. There was so much destruction, blah, blah, blah. All the things people said. And now I watched that movie, and it's a great movie. It's got amazing cinematography, amazing score. The sound design's phenomenal. The visual effects are really good. Really good. Some of the acting's really good. There's a few things I don't like still. Superman just like he does that like 4 times in the movie, and it's just annoying and Lois Lane. But the point is, now that those expectations, preconceived notions were gone, I can just enjoy the movie, and I can watch it over and over now, and I just really enjoy it. And it's just one example of when being too excited or being too overhyped. And I know maybe somebody is saying don't be excited, or don't be too excited, and you're taking that as don't be excited, but I haven't seen anybody would just basically don't be excited at all. It's just, I don't understand the problem with somebody say, hey man, or woman, just be excited, but you don't have to hype it up to Jesus levels, like this. It's not going to be the second coming, more than likely. So just expect a really great Nintendo console, and you'll probably be happy. So I think that's where it stems from. And, just some other examples of somebody, where it's not really questioned. If someone's like, hey, don't be too excited for this, like if you have kids. I have nieces and nephews and stuff. My buddy has a 3-year-old. Every time he takes him to the store, him or his mom buys the kid a dang toy truck every time. So now every time he goes, he expects to get a toy truck. And one day they're not going to get him the toy truck, and he's going to be really upset, probably whining, screaming, and crying. And it's not his fault that he had that expectation, because he was expecting that. That's slightly different because Nintendo's not giving us these expectations. But I'm just saying, when you go into something with expectations, you can be disappointed. Let's say you have a child and it's back to school, and you go buy them new shoes, new clothes, new binders, all that stuff. Now what would you say to your kid, if the next time you went to the store and they were expecting all that stuff again, you're going to be like, hey, don't expect that. Like, you know, we're just going to the store. We might pick up some pads of paper or something, you know, but don't expect this every time. And yeah, that's, again, it's not a perfect example because, you know, we're not, the Wii U wasn't this great thing to a lot of people. So it's not like we're expecting that. So it's just kind of a life lesson or basic wisdom, I would say, is just don't let yourself get overexcited, and you're going to have a lot less disappointment in life. And it's just that simple. And that's basically where it all stems from. Anytime I've said, I think Alex Active Sin was like, oh, I told him, yeah, it's cool to be excited. And he's like, well, just not too excited, right? And he was being a smart ass, like, you know, he thought that's what I was going to say. And yeah, there's a line where excitement becomes to the point where almost nothing Nintendo can show is going to deliver for you. You're going to be disappointed no matter what they show if you're expecting them to fix, quote unquote, fix everything wrong they've done with their consoles in the past. Go back to the N64 to now, they've never had every third-party game. They've never had all these features that the other systems had. Now, maybe they probably, you know, I don't know, learned their lesson. But to assume that it's just they've learned it to the point where they're going to, you know, remedy almost all of everything they've ever done wrong, I think that would be to the point now you're past the point of just being excited and your expectations and hypes too much. And that's just in my opinion. So, yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. Like I said, there was no malice, there was no anger, there was just a lot of tweets and stuff I just kind of wanted to explain, you know, Nintendo's coming out with a new system, so I'm excited. 10 out of 10 that's going to play Nintendo games. That's good for me. There was one other point I keep thinking of, and then in the middle of a sentence, and then I forget. Oh, OJ Francis, Player Essence, he was talking about how no way Nintendo is going to do a Wii U again with the NX, and that's, you know, part of his excitement. And I'm like, well, I see that they unified their handheld and console division, so we're not going to have the conflict of games. Well, probably, I mean, but that's a fact. They unified the divisions, so more than likely we're not going to have a conflict of 3DS is getting all these games and the Wii U's suffering, or, you know, vice versa. If these teams are unified and the system's unified with a handheld, which we don't know, that's probably more than likely means we're going to get consistent first and second party Nintendo games coming out. We're not going to have to wait. Here's the handheld version of Mario Kart. 2-3 years later, here's the console version. So that's going to be a big difference. But again, that's first party, second party Nintendo games and third party collaborations. That's not, you know, third party multiplats and all this other stuff. That's one big difference. The second difference I feel is Nintendo didn't really have a unified plan when they launched the Wii U. You know, they've said it 100 times. We've discussed it on the Juice is Loose numerous times. All their divisions for their different apps for the operating system, they weren't talking to each other. They're just, hey, you create the video app, you create, you know, Miiverse, you create TV or whatever. They weren't talking to each other, and especially the handheld, like the 3DS operating system, no one was talking to each other, and Nintendo admitted that. So this time around, since they've admitted that multiple times, I'm confident that they have a solid plan. They have everybody communicating. They're all on the same page. That to me is the big difference. That's why it won't be like the Wii U. I still think it'll be like the Wii U will have unique ideas like the Miiverse, something, you know, an expanded version of that, something new, not maybe in the same vein, but something really creative, like the Miiverse, how it changed the way people can interact with other gamers and stuff in a really good environment. And, you know, that was really awesome. Love the Wii U for that. And then just really top quality first party games, other than a few, you know, Mario Tennis and Mario Party, you know, a couple of those. I don't feel those are going to happen this time because Nintendo has a plan. They're focused, and that's what the failure of the Wii U has them not. Oh, we gotta, you know, we gotta have the most robust online features. That's not something I see Nintendo just really embracing 100%. I think the NX will be way better than the Wii U in that regard. If anything, I'll just say it'll definitely be a step in the direction that a lot of these people want it to be, but don't expect it to be the full step. Everything's solved. Boom, NX is, you know, the perfect system. I not people aren't saying that, but I'm just saying that's where your expectations can go too far from expecting just a great Nintendo system. Learn from a lot of the mistakes of the Wii U moving forward. They have a plan, confident, you know, that they'll execute the plan way better this time. That's fine, but once you take it past that, I think you're setting yourself up, you know, for disappointment. So that's where it all stems from. You know, like I said, it's just wisdom of life. Don't get too excited for something because that leads to disappointment. Even if that thing is good or really good, you're still going to be disappointed based on your overhyped expectations. So, and Robert Rule too made great points in his video, and it's basically it. You know, how could it live up to these ridiculous expectations, all these rumors that make it there's so many different consoles with different architecture and different RAM and different controllers? Like, it just can't live up to all that. So that's just basically wrapping it up. That's what it all stems from. No one's telling anybody don't be excited. I think everybody's excited. From what I see, everybody's really excited. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Is, you know, the downside of being excited to a past the point of reality is when they do reveal it and it's like, okay, it's not the super powerful, but it is, you know, equal to or whatever current gen. It doesn't have a premium online service, but it has a lot of really cool online features. You still could be really disappointed, and then the videos will come out of complaining, and then that's what I don't want to see. That's what I'm sick of, is we got enough complaining with the Wii U era. That's going to be double that with all these, well, with anyone that's like super hyped up. It's going to be disappointed because of their expectations being ridiculously high. Then we're going to get all these complaint videos, and that's kind of the downside for me personally. And I've already unsubbed a lot of people, you know, over the past year, and I'd hate to have to unsub a ton more because I'm just not going to tolerate all these complaint videos, especially just based on the reveal, and people won't even have hands-on. I see it. I know how this stuff works. I mean, look at what Splatoon, what happened with that. And I don't want to see all these videos of people complaining that the NX isn't what they wanted and what it shouldn't. It's not what it should be, and this and that. And that's, you know, that's going to be annoying, and I'm going to be unsubbing pretty much anyone that makes those complaints. So yeah, that's basically it. And I got to get to work in a little bit, but I just wanted to get this off my chest and kind of get it out there. So if you make a response video, tag me on Twitter or something in case I don't see it. I might not check YouTube till later. I got my dad's birthday and stuff, so I might not even check YouTube till tomorrow or something. So yeah, but that's going to be it. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the Juice Loose podcast on Monday. This is my first video in front of the camera in a long time. I got a new chair, as you can see, really comfortable leather chair, and yeah, I'm excited, you know, for the NX, and hopefully someday soon we'll know about it and we can actually talk about some tangible facts, and that's another thing I'm excited about. So we'll see you next time.